one more video. This is now a reading from Callum Coates' book, Living Energies. Living Energies here, which my dog ate. I'm going to read and then show a video from a friend's YouTube channel and then make an analogy and attempt to explain things analogically. Section 4.4, Phi, or the golden section. This is from chapter 4, What is Motion, page 65. Let's see, just make sure you can see that there. The eminent biologist Ilya Prigogine, sorry if I mispronounced your name, Ilya Prigogine, once stated that all natural movement arises out of a state of imbalance, of non-equilibrium. Non-equilibrium is the prerequisite for movement and evolution in all its forms, and a state of equilibrium is therefore impossible in nature. Yet we find that certain symmetries do occur nevertheless. The pine cone shown in figure 4.7 is a condition of balanced imbalance. The apparent symmetry of the pine cone at the same time embodies dissymmetry in that from the left-hand side to the right, its form encompasses 5 spirals descending and 8 spirals ascending. In terms of integers or whole numbers themselves, uneven numbers are generally considered male and even numbers female, since even numbers are divisible by 2, mother plus offspring. In the pine cone, this gender aspect or duality, on the one hand, is represented by the 5 descending spirals of male energy or higher rotational velocities, since within the overall wavelength, or cycloid spiral wavelength, as it were, of the pine cone, they achieve more rotations. Apologies, is very heavy sentence. The 8 ascending spirals of female energy, on the other hand, gradually being aroused by the male forces, are slowly moving, making only one full rotation over their common wavelength. Between them, a state of harmony or resonance comes into being in relation to their respective energies. Where the 2 systems of spirals cross, where they combine or negate each other, the seed of future pine trees, the new life, is formed. And a very interesting point that can be made there, I mean, I shouldn't really say very interesting, but that the fact that the point at which the energies negate one another, that fulcrum, as Walter Russell said, it is the fulcrum, the silence from which all the power in the universe stems. Schauberger's family motto was, "Be faithful in the silence of the forest." And you can think about negation as that silence or vacuum, but it is also conversely the very thing from which new life, new seeds are formed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a video of my very good friend who we have skied together. We have covered many, many miles on this here Mother Earth together. We hiked the West Coast Trail together. So Adam, I'll send you the link on this video. I'm going to explain something Schaubergian, this energetic principle of masculine and feminine, the masculine, the feminine, noble water, and the self-regulation of nature, not only within nature itself, within a stream, within a machine, but within also relationships. Not only relationships, but these things can be applied. Once this knowledge is applied on the individual level and that golden section balance is achieved, then it will spread from there. As Leo Russell said, love does not come to you from the horizon. It spreads from you out onto the horizon. So this is Adam skiing Big White. I've skied Big White with Adam a few times when I was much younger. A little story here, when I was much younger, actually the first time I ever skied on a big hill, Adam and I went out to ski and we left without our helmets. So Adam and I, we left the lodge without our helmets, and his mom came out and she made sure that we put our helmets on. And the events which followed would have drastically changed everything in my life. So my first time out skiing on a big hill, I had just gotten my first, my level 1 ski instructor, and I kind of thought I was a big shot. And I was really excited to ski with my best friend and ski on a real mountain, because where I had been skiing before was really just a hill. So we go to the very top of the hill at the beginning of the morning, because we're both young and, you know, we want to explore and go fast. But the conditions are not very good. But we have our helmets on because we listen to his mom. And that's important to listen to women, because they do know. And when they're in their heart in the right place, they'll uplift men and vice versa. This is all reciprocal. So we're at the top of the hill with our helmets on, and I go first on a very difficult run to make my turn, and I slip and fall all the way down the face of this hill, all the way down. I hit my head on the way down, and I fractured my pelvis on the way down, and it was quite a painful experience. But I'll tell you something else. I was still reading biology books and finding a way to do push-ups the next day. So that's you know, my spirit and my will, and I've learned to temper that. And the principle here is that I had the wrong attitude, which is why nature, you know, taught me that lesson. And many years later, Adam and I went back with his family, and we all skied that hill. And, you know, approaching that hill in good conditions with the right attitude, it was a great deal of fun. But nature will knock you on your ass when you're in your ego. Okay, so that was a big tangent there talking about Adam. So we have skied Big White together. I fractured my pelvis out in Big White, and that wasn't fun. So we're going to watch Adam is nature. Okay, this is where we're using story and analogy to envision an energetic principle. Adam is the masculine, he is nature, he is a stream, and he is going to float down this hill very naturally. He's a very good skier, very fast. He knows how to regulate his motion from side to side. Because nature, as a skier, you learn from nature. You're spending time with nature, you're getting mileage with nature, which is helping one to tap into their own nature, to themselves, to know themselves, and to interact fluidically with nature around them. This is the importance of being out in nature and playing with nature. And this could be done with respect and actually, helping to improve nature, because we are also improving ourselves. So Adam is the masculine principle. He's much faster. You see, there's even a cut there because he's waiting for Lisa to come down. Waiting for Lisa because Lisa is the slower skier. So I'm going to pause there. Lisa is the feminine principle. Adam is the masculine principle. In this scenario, Adam is the faster energy. He's a faster skier. And he has to yield. He has to slow down for the feminine energy. So in this scenario, this energetic scenario, the feminine energy, you see even there he stopped. Okay, that is his consciousness yielding to the feminine energy. And the feminine, physically speaking, is speeding up to keep up with him. For sure, if she was alone, she might be skiing at her own pace and not worrying too much. But when you ski together in a dynamic, you are conscientious. So when I skied with Adam, I would have to pick up the pace a bit, because when I ski, I kind of like to, I don't know, ski like a poet. I like to enjoy myself, and sometimes that means going fast, but not all the time. As a tangent, that is a tangent there. So Lisa is the slower skier, and she is, a way to think about it is the masculine energy slows down, the feminine energy yields the masculine, and the masculine energy in this scenario is helping the feminine energy to yield, to multiply, to improve, Lisa, and I'm sure she'll tell you she's a better skier for skiing with Adam. Certainly so. I can attest to that as well, because Adam is nature, and so Lisa is learning from him, and she yields from his. She yields by speeding up, picking up her pace, and improving her ability to ski. And Adam slows down, and then Adam is going to go again, and the masculine energy is faster than the feminine energy in this dynamic, but still conscientious and regulating itself. Because if the masculine energy was to lose the feminine energy here, say just to ski off unregulated and lose her, the whole chain and organic loop will break, conflict will arise, turbulence will arise in the relationship, and this is going to lead to a breakdown of that dynamic. Whereas in the opposite case, where Adam slows down, so this is nature here. He's looking around. He knows exactly where she is, and he's going to make a little waterfall there. Skiers are embodying these principles, and we can learn from them. So to recap, what I'm attempting to explain here is this principle of the masculine and the feminine balancing one another. And in this skiing example, physically speaking, Adam is faster, Lisa is slower. But Adam, conscientiously speaking, is going to slow down, and while Lisa is going to physically speed up and conscientiously. What am I saying here? Adam is going to conscientiously slow down. She's going to conscientiously speed up. So there is a sort of suction to pressure ratio. In this scenario, Adam would be the sort of suctional component, and Lisa would be the pressural component. And the evolvement of this dynamic depends on the respecting of this reciprocity between the two. Because if one person refuses to improve, or one person just will go as fast as they can and lose their partner, then the duality can't become the trinity. The two cannot become the three. And this is what happens within water, within a stream, when this delicate balance is interrupted. And this delicate balance is dictated by whether or not the water can move naturalesquely, as Schauberger said, or in its meandering fashion. Because in this meandering fashion, we employ the negative temperature gradient, which allows water to densify and cool. And this is the cooling principle. The feminine principle can predominate in a healthy stream, and you can have a reproduction cycle within that body of water, where that body of water will grow. So I think I'm going to end the video here. You can learn a lot from nature there are certain natural sports. I was talking to a friend earlier. We were talking about different sports, and I think there's two kind of sports. There's the electronic sports, which are sports which take place on a field with a ball, and you have nets and goals. And this is kind of like an analogy for electronics and batteries and the world of dualities. And then you have the natural sports, And the natural sports like skiing, sailing, surfing, the sports where you're interacting with where nature is your field, those sports where nature is your field will teach us internally how to do this, how to do what Schauberger's trying to explain through his writings. And I will go on one little other tangent here in stating that a lot of the efforts, globally speaking, are conservation efforts. And actually, what I think I should do is take a walk in the forest and make a video of a particular conservation effort. So, conservation efforts limit our ability to play in nature, and limit our ability to. They're putting fences around and making it harder and harder to do these things in nature, to sail, to moor a boat out in a bay and live on a boat and be a sailor, to ski. To ski now you have to be so wealthy, where some of the best skiers and snowboarders lived out of trash cans and slept out in the forest by the stream. Like, those people were very connected to nature. They are very, very similar to Alice is connected to nature. Alice has that curious spirit that goes down the rabbit hole. And the natural sports are teachers. Skiing is a teacher. It's one of nature's sort of classes. And I think that you can't understand how to ski. You have to do it. And this is kind of part of what I was trying to say before, is that nature, she won't allow us to understand this process of virgin birth, where water is created through that intersection and negation of the masculine and feminine. I'm still trying to hard time to find the right word, because unleash, unlock, tap, all the words seem wrong, but just that potential to be able to unfold it, to be able to cultivate. Perhaps cultivate is the right term. Learning better how to cultivate that natural energy into abundant kilowatt hours, so much energy that it will really sort of just flip the whole script. Because imagine for a moment when the piano came around, or when the computer came around, or when the pottery wheel came around, the blooming of. So those are all tools. The blooming of beautiful things from those tools, and to imagine what Victor Schauberger is trying to communicate to us, that to have a tool, a repulsator, a machine which, in working with nature, is able to unlock her abundance and produce energy that is incredibly, it's unimaginable. And this actually brings me to another point. So I will continue to talk for a little bit and explain how Schauberger talks about the gravitational and the levitational. So when you're skiing, you have to know how to regulate your course as you ski down the hill. And the analogy you can use when you ski, how you regulate your course, the analogy we can use for implosion technology is something that Victor Schauberger also said. The explosions are the brakes for the implosion. So the technology we have at present and the development of the technology up to present is a critical component to the implosion technology, because without the technology of present, the implosion technology would also run away, the same as a nuclear reactor, but in the opposite direction, in that upward fall. Like the Atlanteans with their, as the lore goes, they had machines utilizing whirl pipes, which like flying machines and whatnot. So let's assume that they tap that secret. I think what I was thinking earlier is, okay, say they're earlier civilization, so they would have been closer to nature. So their probability of choosing the right, making the right choice, taking the right, tapping into the correct way of doing things, which is to move water cycloid spiral to create organic loops and build up the quality of nature by moving things in what Schauberger called the cycloid spiral space curve. So say they're closer to nature, so they saw that and were able to build it and grow it into an immense civilization, Atlantis, but they did not have the brakes. They did not have, if you know South Park, pizza, and you have pizza and French fries when you're skiing. Pizza to slow you down, French fries to go fast. This is the levity, it's the resistanceless motion, it's the resistance to motion decreases by the square of the velocity. And you need the French fry, or the curves, the turns, the generation of heat to regulate that flow. And the Atlanteans didn't have that, so their civilization, as the lore goes, was ripped skyward. So a balance between the two is important. And I'm going to end the video there. Thanks for listening if you made it this far.